Hi guys, this is an unusual video for me. It's inspired by a little conversation I was having Saturday at work. We were basically discussing, I think it was how the universe started or something, and maybe then we ended up onto fate against destiny. Well, fate, destiny against free will. And for a while actually now, I had been thinking up a theory, and so far, I haven't been able to find anybody who can argue or prove me otherwise. Right. Now, right, obviously, this is going to reach out to people who believe in God and don't believe in God. Just for the record, I don't believe in a God or anything. I have no idea really what created us. I'm guessing the Big Bang, but I have no idea what was before that or anything like that. I just know at some point, anyway, we had something called time, which we will write here. Alright, so at the start of time, right, let's just say scenario A. At the start of time, the entire universe's course is mapped like so, from start to finish. Right? Yeah, fair enough, you say. That's probably correct. And maybe we're at this point right here in time. I have no idea. I have no idea whereabouts in time we are, because nobody knows when time will end. Right. Now you're thinking, right, hold on a sec. You're saying that there's one definitive timeline that we were. So, basically fate. So, basically everything, including, this person who threw up at this point here, he was meant to throw up at that point. Now, you're probably saying that's crazy. Say for example, what if the dinosaurs didn't die, which would branch off even a different timeline like so, yeah? Right, well that's wrong. And I will show you why. Because if that were the case, then the actual timeline would not have any of this, because it would be a completely new separate timeline which would go like this. Now you're thinking, yeah, that's true, but now we've got two timelines because there's two possibilities. Well, we haven't, because we haven't seen this one, so this one theoretically doesn't exist, which just means that we only ever had this one timeline, this bottom one, all along. So again, the dinosaurs were meant to live. The thing is, we cannot predict the future. So we are stuck on one timeline no matter what. Right, let's just try getting rid of all this and making a more a clearer example. Say on a day-to-day decision, we'll zoom in on a huge section of the time bar, right? Say that you wake up, let's see, you accidentally knock over your cup of coffee, so yeah, you're going down this path. I know it's negative and it's going down, which probably might not be true, but it's just for an example. Then let's say you find some money on the floor. You have a real good day at work, and all of a sudden your boss comes in and is horrible to you. And then it's home time, but you feel a bit down. So yeah, that's the timeline, right? Now you're thinking, I chose to make this decision here. I chose to pick up that coin and search. But also what you're forgetting is that when the universe and time, again, whether it's God or it was the Big Bang, is irrelevant. Obviously, at the start of the universe, time existed. It wasn't like when the universe was created, there wasn't such a thing as time, because things have always been getting older. So, yeah, let's just say you think you're doing all those, right? Well, the thing is, oh, you can't see that, and I've screwed this up. God! Ugh. Right, I'm just going to continue because I've been talking far too long now to screw this over. But, right, let me just make that smaller. And, yes, I'm sure you can now see that. But yeah, it's basically another timeline where everything what happened was already meant to happen. I'm just going to resize that now and move that back to there. So yeah, basically everything what was meant to happen did happen already. Right. So let's just say, for example, right now, let's just write this timeline back in. Right. So no matter how you get, whether it's like that, or whether you go down, up here like that, or whether you're just going a straight line, or whether you go up here, on here, down here to this route, or whether you go this way, however you're doing it, we're all traveling in one point of time from A to B, which is basically the start of time until the end of time. So whichever route we're choosing, it's only one path, because even if we think we're making a change like this, none of these other paths exist to like even be there to change. You're still following one set timeline. So yeah, and like, right, there's also like another theory, but basically this is saying that time doesn't have a future. All there is the past and the present. There's no actual thing as future, which basically means we're like, say we're at this point on the timeline right now, that is all we have. There's absolutely no future. There's nothing set in stone beyond this point. Sure, we might have an idea that the line's going to like this, but we can't, it's not written in time. And if there were such a thing as future, then obviously we'd be at this point, but the rest of the future would already be preset. It's not like we can change it and like go down this way instead. So I believe that at least one person in the world possibly can see some glimpse of the future, whether it's prophetic dreams like I think I've had myself, or whether it's just fortune telling, or just some random way of predicting, even if it's down to the weather, which again means that there must be a timeline. It cannot just end here with no future. There has to be some sort of, I know like weather, for example, is guessing, but maybe they're all guesses which are fortune, and this is the case. But again, these are like two, I don't know, interesting theories what I want to hear your feedback on. Again, I prefer video responses due to the fact it's just much easier than reading comments for this one, if you would. Right, let me just delete all this again. Right, so say if time is just the past, which we've had, the present, which we're in right now, and then there is no future. Again, yeah, basically that means there is no such thing as the future. It means you cannot even predict what's going to happen a second ahead of you because it doesn't exist. Now, if that is the case and time's continuously growing, due to Newton's law of everything that as a reaction has an equal and opposite reaction, if time's forever growing infinitely or till whenever, what's pushing against it? But anyway, that's really not my theory. That's just something else I could think about. But my theory is, no matter how we get to it, we have got point A to point B, and basically I was meant to make this video at this point. You were meant to watch it at this point, and yeah, basically everything we're doing, like, even if you're like shaking your head now going no, it was meant to be, because yeah, we're following the timeline. Even if you like right now just want to pick up a coin what you wouldn't normally have picked up, and you think you're going up this route, again, because now this route doesn't exist, even one small decision what you think you've made hasn't. That was the original path all along. You can only follow one line of time. So basically anything you're meant to do, like anything you do, should I say, you are meant to do. So yeah, I'm quite interested actually to hear your guys' theories. Like I said, I really would prefer video responses to this, just where it's easier just to talk. But yeah, and also please pass this on to your friends. I do want to get this video sort of spread. I would love to hear people's opinion on this. I've not really found anyone yet who can like sort of justify it. I know like a lot of theories are not a case whether you can justify them or not, you either believe them. And by the way, just for all you people who believe in God, well, you believe that God maps everything out for you when you're born, right? He created everything. He knows everything. So again, he can see this timeline. Just like I'm drawing it, he might have just drawn it all out for us, and therefore we're just like going along in God's sort of play. So like, even if God were a bit of an arsehole and decided to do this, for example, with the timeline, we would all still, when we got to this point, we would do this decision. We would do this decision here. We would do this decision here. We would do a decision there. What was all planned out for us, all 56 million of us. And now I've no idea what created time. I'm not disputing that. And I know time technically is only a word given to, I guess technically a force sort of thing, or just something. Time is like just a word we give to a unit. Yeah, you all know what time is, and it's basically we just give a word to that like thing. It's like gravity. We know what gravity is, but gravity is just a word we give to it. So yeah, time's like that. So anyway, yeah, please tell your friends about this video. I'd love to hear more theories and stuff. Again, I don't want to really say that I'm 100% certain on this, but I can't see any other way other than the fact that we have no future. But again, I need to know then what is happening. If time's forever growing, because the time span's obviously getting longer, then what is happening to reduce the size of it? I don't get it. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I look forward to hearing your feedback.